speak on some toxic masculinity for a second?
Well, you're saying because I'm a guy, I'm unable to ask for help or express my emotions, because if I do, you'll call me weak. Respect women, you'll call me a simp, and if I express sadness, you'll call me a sad boy.
However, I'm not one to shy away from femininity. I'm not scared to paint my nails, wear a lot of jewelry, explore fashion a lot. I wore a crop top the other day.
I've been wanting to do this fashion trend for a minute where men wear scarves over their hats, and it looks really cool to me. But the reason why I haven't done it is because I'm really scared of being called sus or people thinking that I look gay or whatever it is, right?
So what I have to do for the rest of my life is be emotionally unavailable, bottle up my emotions until I kill myself. That's pretty much it.
I don't believe in the divide between femininity and masculinity. I think femininity is beauty, and men should be allowed to explore that side of life without being criticized or having their sexuality assumed.
So today, we're doing it. I just want to let you men know something. It's physically impossible to... And hype me up in the comments, because this low-key looks cool, and I was scared to do this, bro. Oh my gosh, man, just be nice to each other, please.
What is something that men do that lets you know they are insecure about their masculinity? I'll go first. As soon as a man refers to himself as an alpha, you know that is insecure.
Refer to themselves as super straight.
Hugging another man is sus, bro. Y'all slept in the same bed? Oh, that's sus, bro.
When they get mad when a girl does something better than them. When they have trucks with monster truck tires.
You not gonna say no homo? Oh, that's sus. I could just never be the little spoon. That's sus, bro.
Upon meeting a gay man, say any variation of the words, "Hey man, I respect your life choices, just don't hit on me, okay?"
When they assign gender roles to colors. When they have to remind you every 5 seconds that they're not gay.
Why are you wearing tight jeans, bro? Bro, only gay dudes wear tight jeans. Oh, that's so sus.
Referring to other men as simps whenever they see them vocally supporting a woman.
When they don't cry because that's not what men do. When they say these are feminine. When they get offended by men wearing nail polish, like it's their hands they're painting.
Alright, man, love you. Stay safe. You love me? Oh, if you don't get out of here, bro, you're so sus. Talk about you love another man. That could never be me, bro. You sus.
Refer to themselves as nice guys. Complain about being body shamed by women while body shaming women.
When they say, not all men.
And lastly, anytime a woman posts a video of herself in even slightly revealing clothing, those guys who post the comment, "Women, we're not objects," also women, because they can't handle the idea of a woman being consciously sexual unless they can also think of her as an object.
My father used to rub burning coals on my back just to make me feel like a...
What are the biggest turnoffs in guys? Biggest red flags? Biggest turnoffs?
Just feminine men. I'm talking about men that want me to eat their coochie at the end of the night. They just say things like, "Why would I buy you something? You should buy me something." That means they want to get pegged. They want me to put their legs all the way back and they want me to eat their coochie.
So this is men that want you to take care of them, basically.
It's weird. Why am I taking you out?
That's crazy.
Now I gotta feel masculine to take out my fucking credit card? Ew.
What are the green flags for men?
If I say I'm gonna go get my nails done, you should already send me a cash app for my nails.
He Apple pays you like.
Apple pays me, easy. If you want a girl to like you or even love you, it costs money. An upper echelon type of woman, it wants a man to be a man, and sometimes that comes with money. If you're like, "Oh, what are you doing today?" "I'm gonna go get my nails done." "Oh, how much they cost?" I don't know, $250. All right, well, here's $5. Just go ahead, go get your nails done, get the little extra scrub and shit.
I keep my boys humble. Like, my boys have never had a pair of Jordans. You know, my boys don't do all that internet fly shit. I'm like your kids. And no, I don't give a, I could be the biggest star in the world. Do not let me catch you being stupid. Do not. And my oldest gets it. My 15-year-old, he tells the other ones, he's like, yo, don't make dad mad. Because once you get one that's right, he gonna straighten the other ones out. So it's just that thing of, in the past 20 years, we've been living through the death of the American male. They have literally killed masculinity in our homes and our communities, for one reason or another. But I raised my boys to be young men. And however you feel about that, you feel about that. But my boys will always be respectful. They will always say, yes, sir, yes, ma'am. No, sir, no, ma'am. They will always say thank you. They will always open the door for a lady. They will always make sure that their mother is taken care and provided for. They will always be men. And that's always since they were 2 years old. Every time I left for a job, I tell my 15-year-old, you're the man of the house. You make sure these doors are locked every night, this alarm is on, you text me or you call me every night before you go to bed and you wake up.
I love that.
Because we're men. If I'm not there to protect, he got to be there to protect. Because you can have all the money in the world, climb through the window, that money means nothing. Right. You can have all the celebrity in the world, jump through the door, that celebrity means nothing. Yeah. So you got to have a little guard in there, you know? And so for me, it's always that idea of American masculinity is very different.
Men are starving for respect, and you can see it in the way they act. Some lash out, others check out completely, and most embarrassing way it shows up, simping. I was watching Love is Blind this week, and almost every guy on that show is a complete simp. They agree with everything the women say, abandon their values to please them, and tolerate blatant disrespect. Why? Because they've been conditioned to believe that if they're just nice enough, if they just prove themselves, they'll finally be loved. But it's not love they want, it's respect. And when a man isn't respected, he starts chasing approval instead of commanding it. He showers women with unearned praise, apologizes for things he didn't do, and suppresses his own needs just to keep the peace. The worst part, it backfires. Women don't respect simps. They may keep them around for attention, but they don't admire them. Because deep down, even women know that a man willing to abandon himself for validation isn't a man worth following. Respect can't be begged for. It can't be bought. A man who respects himself first won't tolerate disrespect from others. And he sure as hell won't become a simp just to feel wanted. By the way, natural electrolytes.
If you ask people who use the term toxic masculinity to define non-toxic masculinity, they struggle. They'll say, oh, no, there are positive aspects of masculinity. So, okay, great, what are they? And they'll say nurturing and caring and kindness and emotional availability. And you go, and is that different from femininity? They say, no, it's the same. Okay, so let me get this straight. Masculinity is either toxic or not masculine. Because if they start saying courage, positive risk-taking, well-channeled competitiveness, do you say, well, are you saying women aren't courageous? No, I'm not saying. So it's an empty set. So non-toxic masculinity is basically an empty set. It can't fill that category. So you've either got toxic or nothing. That's bad.
Isn't it crazy that a male feminist was just nearly taken down by a feminist? This guy, Justin Baldoni, has staked his entire identity on being a man who worships feminism. So much so that his life's work is a movie he directed and starred in about domestic violence against women. And what was his reward for being such a powerful ally? His feminist co-star taking over his movie and then suing him for sexual misconduct on set. Yeah, so it turns out that positioning yourself as a male feminist does not gain you an ounce of respect. It actually just makes you a target to be taken advantage of because they all just see you as a beta.
I ain't about all that shit. I'm very polite, bro, but like I said, don't disrespect me, bro. At the end of the day, I'm a man first, bro. Yeah. We all men. There's different type of men. There's fucking pushover man. There's men that just, can't hold their own, bro. And then there's real fucking men that don't play none of that shit. And just cause you don't act like a big macho chest out, it don't mean you're not about that life, bro. It doesn't mean that. Kevin, I'm calm as fuck. You know me. Sometimes I'm not calm, but for the most part, I'm calm. But I can be somebody's worst nightmare, bro.
Being emotional isn't masculinity. Masculinity is self-control, I'm afraid. Being masculine is being able to step back and go, this isn't necessarily the right thing to do. I have to think about it. I have to do something that's more productive, that's positive. I have to criticize myself sometimes. Weak people can't criticize themselves. So If you're listening to me, at least be willing to say that maybe some of my ideas are wrong. My ideas and your ideas. That to me is strength. That to me is a masculine virtue. Being able to criticize your own side and not get always so emotional and overheated and leaving nasty YouTube comments.
Do you or do you not feel bonita?
I feel bonita.
Wonderful, because you look bonita.
Why the lack of masculinity in modern men? Because we lack role models, communication skills, confidence with women is a skill set. Yes, confidence is a mental and emotional state that you can learn to prime, but it is also a competence. Any area in your life that you're confident in, be it your business or your career, that's due to a competence that you've developed over the years. There's absolutely nothing wrong with you if you haven't figured out this dating or relationship thing. It is just a skill set, but you have to commit yourself to embrace that masculine side within you, because as Tony Robbins says, the death of all relationships is depolarization. And if women are supposed to be attracted to you, you have to show up in a genuinely kind, yet authentic and masculine way.
I like men with a lot of testosterone. You know? Yeah, well, calm down there. And I've been living in Austin for the last 3 years, so every time I meet a guy there, I'm like, are you gay or do you just work in tech? I'm just tired of these men that I'm not afraid of. Like you two. I think a woman should have an appropriate fear of her man, right? Appropriate. Like, I shouldn't be afraid that if we get into a domestic dispute, I'm the one who's gonna go to jail. I tell ladies, if you're not afraid, you're not coming. You're not gonna get off if you've got soft-shouldered Scott behind you. Just back there like, I can't drink dairy. There's grown men ordering oat milk in broad daylight with no shame. I'm lactose intolerant. I don't care. You shit yourself like a real man. Because if you're a grown man and you have allergies, guess what? You're gay. Can you imagine, ladies, if this was what it was like when we were back in the caves? Huh? You're there, you're with your man, and he's got to protect you from like a tiger, and then somebody throws a peanut at him. It's an epidemic of soft men. It's an epidemic, and ladies, it's our fault. How quiet the women are. We do not like accountability at all. It's our fault because of feminism. And before you start, like, oh, we made a lot of important gains, shut it. Okay? Because feminism was invented by ugly bitches.
I think there's a kind of a spectrum right now we're seeing in society. You have, on one end of that spectrum, you have what is being labeled as toxic masculinity. On the other end of that spectrum, you have what I think is very healthy masculinity, called the comprehensive man. And this guy that's working on these different aspects of his life, and he knows who he is, and he's self-aware. And in between that, you have a whole host of lost boys. This is my terminology. Guys that just are in neither camp, but it's a spectrum, and they don't know what they don't know, and they're kind of lost in the programming of this world. And so my definition of what a man is somebody who can go into the world, a man who can go into the world and impose his will on it. That's what masculinity looks like to me. And toxic masculinity is doing that for selfish reasons. It's what you can get, it's what you can take. And there's a lot of toxic masculine men out there that are able to go out and do exactly what they want to do in the world. Healthy masculinity is being able to impose your will on the world around you, this world of entropy, but you're doing it to make the world a better place.
What's destroying young men today is this constant message that we hear that masculinity is something to be ashamed of. We hear over and over that being ambitious, assertive, or competitive is toxic. Young men are told to suppress their natural instincts, to be anything but themselves. But the truth is, this negative narrative, it leaves men feeling lost, confused, and disconnected from their true selves. It dismisses the positive traits of masculinity like strength, courage, and purpose, and leaves young men without guidance, without role models, and without a clear path forward. We have to change this. Young men need to know that their energy, their drive, and desire to achieve aren't the problem. It's time to challenge this destructive narrative and encourage men to channel their strengths in healthy and positive ways.
You are engaged in that debate with men all the time. Where is the line for you where men shouldn't cross, where the behavior should be kept within a line?
Please define toxic masculinity.
Well, you tell me what you think it crosses a line from being a masculine, good man to a bad man.
There's no such thing as too much masculinity if it's genuinely masculine. Genuine masculinity is not out here to hurt people. It's absolutely the opposite. It's out here to protect. And when bad things happen, they call traditionally masculine men. If you need a firefighter, you need a masculine man. When you call the police because of the problem you have, you want masculine men. And as soon as a woman or a man is in trouble, when you look for backup, you look for masculine men. And masculine men have a duty to provide and protect those they care about. We have a duty to do things we don't feel like doing because we know we're supposed to do them. And that's why we stayed in the Titanic and died. Those were masculine men.
Where did you get your views about this from?
This is what I grew up with. It's the family I grew up around. And
your father, your mother?
Yeah,
both?
and the world I lived in. And I think a lot of the things I'm saying now about masculinity and how people should act in the world, how the world should function, were considered completely normal and accepted by everybody only 20 years ago. I think the world's just lost its mind. For me to stand up and say a man should protect a woman now gets to be called a misogynist and canceled. If I said that 10 years ago, everyone would say, duh. And what's funny is, everyone who argues against me and says men shouldn't protect women, especially all the feminists, if they were with their boyfriend and a man broke into their house, guess who they'd expect to go downstairs? Who do you think? Think they go themselves? Are they going to Afghanistan? No, we send men to do these things. So
well, we send women in the armed forces too.
You have to generalize when you make points.
There are many courageous people.
Exceptions do not disprove the rule.
No, but you've got to concede there are many courageous women serving in the armed forces.
Absolutely and utterly, completely correct. But by and large, traditionally,
as a man, if I have high estrogen, the female hormone, and I have low testosterone, then I'll have a heart attack. And this is proven. High estrogen in men, the average male today has half the testosterone that he had as a young man at 50 years old. I'm 61 and mine's 25% higher. This is in indigenous cultures, men's testosterone levels do not go down. In our culture, they do. For a variety of reasons I explain in the book, but estrogen levels are higher in men. Men are being feminized. The last thing you want is a feminized male. What you want is a man who's learned to be a better man, alpha male, who can also take care of his children, be with his wife, be with his family, healthy testosterone levels. Because it's only when men's testosterone goes down that men become grumpy, irritable, rigid, impatient, exclusive, meaning we got to do this, we can't look at anything else. All these are symptoms of stress in a man, and stress in a man is always low testosterone. For women, stress in a woman is always low oxytocin. One is one of the major oxytocin producers when a woman feels heard, when a woman feels considered, when a woman feels part of a team, when a woman feels she's contributing. All of that is going to increase her oxytocin level. It's a few small changes. Sometimes that's the body.
I think it's because in a deep level, the West has lost faith in the idea of masculinity. And that's no different than the death of God. It's the same thing. And Nietzsche knew what the consequence of that would be. I mean, that's most of what he wrote about, you know, and so you'd say, well, the divine symbol of masculinity has been obliterated. Well, so then what do you expect? What's going to happen? That means masculinity is going to become weak. And especially if the symbol is also denigrated, right? Which it definitely is. So what that means is that the ideal that man could aspire to is denigrated. And well, then with your ideal in tatters, you're weak. That's definitional. So I think the reason that men have been responding positively to my thinking, let's say, is that I don't buy any of that. I like the masculine spirit. It's necessary, and it's not fundamentally carnage and pillaging. It's not fundamentally rape culture. You know, it's not fundamentally world destroying. And all of those things have been, all of those aspersions have been cast upon it. That's partly the guilt of Western society for technological progress, even. And those are reasonable challenges to be set before men, but they're not reasonable accusations to swallow without criticism.
What is a masculinity we can aspire to?
Well, it's responsibility fundamentally, and it's to put it symbolically is that your responsibility is to incarnate the spirit of the Logos. That's your responsibility. That's your role in life, and that is independent to some degree in whether or not you accept the idea of a transcendent and eternal reality. Now, I'm not making a case for that or against that. Those things are beyond human understanding. But we know what happens if people act poorly, if men act badly. We know what happens. We know that the world turns into something that's so close to hell that the difference is trivial. We know that. That's the story of the 20th century. So we should learn that lesson. And what that lesson is pick up the world on your shoulders and walk forward. Pick up the world with all of its trouble, with all of its suffering, with all of its evil, and move forward with it. And in bearing that burden, learn that you're the sort of creature that can bear that burden and therefore deserving of respect. That's identification with the Logos, and I've never encountered an idea that's better than that, because it's so not naive. It's the opposite of naive. It's like there's terrible evil and there's terrible suffering. It's bottomless. But the human spirit is capable of voluntarily taking that on as a challenge. Well, it's worth a try. Yes, exactly. That's the positive meaning. That's the positive meaning. That's the world-affirming meaning, and that's self-esteem, let's say, which is very poorly characterized. It's very shallowly characterized because it usually doesn't involve any sense of responsibility. But it's obvious. It's obvious in some ways. If you look at the people that other people spontaneously respect, unless they've become unbelievably cynical, it's the people who adopt responsibility and deal with it competently. So it's not a mystery that would be what you could aspire to. Now, it gets undermined if you feel that force of responsibility is the raping and pillaging patriarchal culture that's despoiling the natural environment and that's equivalent to a cancer. Well, no. I don't buy
so-called patriarchy. For example, I wonder if you agree, to provoke you. I was shocked by this statement, we all know about it, of American Psychological Association, which declared toxic masculinity an illness. If you read the description of toxic masculinity, it goes, I repeat pretty literally, that it's a male attitude of, when you are in a difficult situation, instead of reaching out to others, you enclose yourself into yourself and act out aggressively, hurting not only others, but maybe even yourself. I'm sorry, I'm just shocked here. In some situations, and we call this courage, you have to act like this. And the greatest examples that come to me are exactly women. I'm just saying that we should be very precisely in defining toxic masculinity in this way. They do something very dangerous. They propose a certain, much more conformist logic of don't act too radically, share it with others, and so on as norm. I think it's part of new conformism.
That's a dude. Oh my god, is that a man? Masculinity is a prison from which you will never escape, even though the key is and always has been in your hands.
I'm not anti-alpha, but I'm anti-projecting the image of alpha when you ain't never gonna be no damn alpha. I'm gonna tell you that right now. But you can be masculine in a minute. And like overnight, you can just start making masculine decisions. And then you looking like what? Recessed chin, receding hairline. But you can be masculine. What do you need? Value and authority. See, you don't force masculinity. We live in a society where we force things on each other. We force monogamize each other. We're not monogamous. We participate in monogamy. Biblically, monogamy is selection of one mate for life. But we force monogamize ourselves. And many men force masculinity. They force alpha on themselves. And it can't be forced. It's gonna start with everything outside of what you look like, what you say, and what you talk. It's gonna be how you live your life.
Gentleman rule. True masculinity is not defined by how much money do you have in your bank account, or how much weights you can lift, or how many girls do you go out with, or how loud is your voice. True masculinity is usually identified by 3 traits. First is, how do you respond and how do you behave with people who are not as powerful as you, people who are, let's say, a little subordinate to you, right? A, that. B, how you show up in conflicts. Do you keep your temper and choose respect, or do you decide to act on your ego? And third, and the most important one, is it doesn't matter if you strive for perfection, but are you striving to be a better version of yourself every single day?
At what point did you decide it was masculine to hate women and be cruel to them? At what point did you decide that it was okay to shit on femininity? Because your role, your duty as a man is to protect, uplift, and uphold women. That is how it has always been. That is our nature. We evolved for that reason. We evolved to take care of and protect our female partners, our sisters, our mothers, our daughters. That is why we are here. That is our contract with our ancestors. And you shit on it every single day that you are cruel to women. Our society is crumbling because there is not enough true masculinity in this world. We need to all learn and disseminate the information of what is true masculinity, because it is lost.
Trimming your eyelashes to look more masculine? Gentlemen, I've been seeing this alarming trend on TikTok. Dudes are actually trimming their eyelashes if they've got longer eyelashes to look more manly. No. Never, ever do that. Leave your eyelashes alone. Everything else on your body is fair game, but your brows, you want to trim them? That's fine. Lashes? No!
You are a man if you drink this beer. You are a man if you drive this truck. You are a man if you eat this meat. And let me tell you that all they're trying to do is take your lack of an understanding of masculinity and fill it by creating goods and services and products to take your money if you're foolish enough to believe that what you drive and how much meat you can shove through your colon and what kind of whiskey you drink creates ultimately a man. You need to understand that.
Yo, start at the shoes and then go up.
My fault.
Okay,
What's good? How you doing? Oh, fuck. We got the Uggs. Yeah. We had surgery and shit. We got a bunny on them.
Oh, you did that custom? Okay.
Yeah, we got the granny skirt. Hold on. We're not done yet. You know, I was seeing you.
Wait.
Look. I got on 2 skirts. Calm down. You ain't gonna look. They don't know where the you know what I'm saying? I gotta pull this back up. You feel me? Hold on. We got the coat. You feel me? We got, what's this? Chanel, Gucci. Hold on.
Okay.
Watch. Hold on.
Okay.
Under this, we got some Rick. You know what I'm saying? Rick make your bitch sick.
Okay.
The hair.
Okay.
We
hair
got
going on.
Get my teeth.
Where do you like to get jewelry and accessories at?
46-year-old white women that divorced with 2 kids.
I don't have any words, bro.
Why you don't have any words? Have you missed me?
I don't know. What do you do for a living to buy clothes?
I'm about to do.
Oh, bro. Bro.
Bend that ass over. Let that coochie breathe. Hey, yo, you beautiful. How do you fit all that in them jeans?